This podcast is rated PG-16, if not PG-18, by Zerbinator Land. Foul language will be blocked, but not removed. Foul thoughts will be represented by words and anecdotes. If you feel easily offended by such things, turn back now, do not enter. If you like silly pretentiousness, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone from around the world, welcome. Today I have Mr. Jeff DeMarco with me as the new permanent co-host of the Pretentious Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, what's up?
Yo, yo, yo.
Feels so good to be as him.
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
The cool thing is that, and I should start right off by saying, Phil will be no longer doing the Pretentious Podcast, but Phil will be doing like a Phil's show.
Oh, that's awesome.
There'll be a lot of filler. Oh, that'd be a good name, too. We're still thinking of a name. But it'll be in this realm, except it'll be like one subject. And we're going to dive into that subject so passionately that there will be room for comedy, happiness, and the pursuit of comedy.
Interesting. And you're working on that now?
Happiness, yes. We're trying to come up with names. We had Phil's Filigree. We've had the filler. Just now I thought up Phil's Filler would be great.
Yeah, Phil's Filler is pretty good. I like it. Yeah.
But how are you? And thank you for joining me.
Oh, no. Thank you for inviting me. I'm doing great, actually. Feeling pretty good. Saucy, even. What about yourself?
Saucy is something I have never felt in my life. How does saucy feel?
It feels like chocolate rain, Kevin.
Chocolate rain.
I was hoping you knew what I was talking about. Yeah.
It's what Jeff feels like when he's in vain. Chocolate rain.
Chocolate rain.
That song made it to number 1 million.
Number 1 million.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a strange time for music. I was thinking about that, watching that video, What Does the Fox Say? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. My granddaughter Jocelyn loves that. Because if you do she'll go, arf, arf,
But hell, like, I get the appeal with, young children. Like, my son's into it now. But why the billions of views, like,
it's got that thing that I don't know what. I don't get it either. Something takes off like wildfire and it just goes nuts and everybody's like, hey, did you see it? I think it's the sharing capabilities. Everybody can see it. And it grows with the human race and becomes this massive conglomerate.
Yeah, and with something that bizarre, you almost have to look at it and say, have you seen this? Out of curiosity, you have to pass that on.
You absolutely do. So, what do you say we get started on this shindig, dog?
Oh, I'm ready, homie.
All right, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 5 of Pretentious Podcast.
And now, it's time for Pretentious Podcast with Jeff and Zerbinator.
So, recorded here live from the KMAX studios, we have the Pretentious Podcast, episode 5. And I will miss Phil, but I'm so glad that you're here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Though, I want to make it clear, Phil left some pretty big shoes to fill.
No pun intended. You're working on a Donald Trump.
Oh, God. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, well, what I've noticed about the Donald Trump impression is he's kind of like Obama in the sense that he's got that characteristic in his voice where it's almost entirely just off of his flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not so much a sound as there is just a certain
attitude,
like almost like a rhythm, an attitude in the way he puts those sentences together. And it's always like real long, drawn out. Everything's huge, but it's getting that tone of voice just down pat. It's driving me nuts. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it.
It's a snarky attitude. I tried it a while ago, and in Trump is not easy to do. I've given up on it. I tried stealing Jimmy Fallon's Trump because I really think that's a good one, but his is too high-pitched. And
it's pretty perfect, though.
I can't do it. I'm not even going to attempt it now, so I wish you luck. But at some point down the line in the PPs, when we get into bigger numbers...
when we dive into the PP?
Yeah, when we dive into our PPs, we will definitely get you to do a Trump.
I've heard you're Bernie, by the way.
My birdie is not too bad, but I wish it was better.
I'm impressed with it. I meant to tell you that a while back, but
I kind of stole that from the bad lip reading people.
Oh God, I love bad lip readings.
Bad lip reading too.
Yeah,
it's weird. I do impressions of people's impressions of the actual person. It seems that's the best way to do an impression is copy somebody else's impression.
Well, generally that kind of makes it easier because you don't necessarily have to discover the joke yourself. Somebody else already kind of did, so you can figure out what works from that.
Right.
If that makes sense. I don't know.
It does. But I'm working on my own James Spader from Blacklist.
Oh?
You ever watch Blacklist?
I've seen bits and pieces.
I love it. All right, you have to be Lizzie. Okay?
Okay.
So you're Lizzie.
All right, what do I need to say as Lizzie?
It doesn't matter what you say, Lizzie. It's just something that you have to realize. And it's it's more of a visual impersonation than anything. Don't be a fool. But there's a lot of nodding and a lot of disagreeing and agreeing when you're James Spader. And a lot of tooth licking.
Tooth licking.
When you're listening.
Well, you got the tone down.
I'm trying, Lizzie. Lizzie, I'm really trying. I think you should leave. Don't go, Lizzie. Stay there.
Well, I'm so confused. What do you want?
Lizzie, I need you to clean my kitchen.
But 2 seconds ago, you wanted me to leave.
Lizzie, I'm licking my bottom tongue on the teeth because there's a piece of lettuce there from lunch, Lizzie. Could you please get the lettuce out of my teeth?
I was about to say, I'm trying to lick it for you, and you just keep on insulting me.
You're doing it swimmingly. It's really all in the face more than the voice. But he's got that, I saw a video of a guy who did an impression of Willem Dafoe and James Spader reading nursery rhymes to kids. And it was the same guy sitting in 2 different chairs, and it was freaking hilarious.
Oh, I bet that was amazing. Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, it is on YouTube. You just type in Dafoe and Spader. I'm sure it'll just pop right up.
All right, I'm going to write that down somewhere. Do that later.
Now, let me ask you, how are you doing? Let's have some opening gab.
Opening gab. I'm doing good.
Tell us about yourself. What is it that makes you Jeff?
What is it that makes me Jeff? Well.
And not the peanut butter. I mean Jeff. That's right. It's an E.
You wouldn't call me peanut butter because I feel like I'm pretty smooth. They're pretty delicious too. But corny jokes for starters.
Corny jokes for starters.
Yeah. I have my own little website out, and I do artwork, podcasts, but recently kind of split away from an old podcast I was doing, which was unfortunate, but I did meet this cool guy through it. So he invited me to be a part of this one. Mm-hmm. And this one right here? Yeah, this one right here.
Well, who was the guy?
I don't want to say. I'm kind of shy.
Did he have a van?
I'm coming off very timid. Yes, he had a van.
Let me ask you this. Back to your artistry.
Yeah.
Explain some there.
Explain some?
Yeah.
Well, I run my own website. On the website, I host comics. I have an art shop. I've done podcasts for a little bit. I've recently kind of been in between podcasts, I guess you could say, up until you, out of your awesome graciousness, invited me to be a part of PP. Yes. So.
And thank you for doing it too, because you're very good at what you do there. We could sit here and kiss each other's asses all day, but Lizzie, I need you to tell me where the fulcrum is.
But I thought that's what you wanted. That's why we got together. You told me this whole episode was just going to be us,
Lizzie, I'm your father's uncle's sister's brother.
That makes it so much hotter. Stop. I'm confused. No. So yeah, on the website, I do some podcasts, and then I do comic strips too. But I've been having a hard time really putting out as much lately. So please don't go there expecting a whole lot in that department right now.
Well, plug your site too. What's the site?
JeffDeMarco.wordpress.com, which you're actually the one who turned me on to WordPress in the first place.
WordPress. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I had used it months ago, but just barely. Whenever I had a website just for my comic strips, we had a domain, and I forget who that was from, but we basically just used the plugins from WordPress to kind of make coding easier.
Yeah.
But he handled, my website guy, he handled most of that for me. So whenever you turned me on to it, it was really the first time I experimented with it. It's pretty great, especially for free, you know?
That's the point. If you're too cheap to pay for a domain name, which I am, and it keeps offering a domain name to me, I'm not even going to say what it is because someone will buy it and then there we go. I'll have to pay $1 million for my domain name. But yeah, if you want to do something for free, WordPress.com is the best way to do it.
Oh, for sure. And it's pretty easy to set up RSS feeds through it, I've noticed, too.
You just type it at the end.
Yeah, it's insane. I love it.
Feed or RSS, and you have it. Submit that to feed burners. Submit that to iTunes.
Yeah.
Done.
It's actually... Boom. But beyond that, I also work 40 hours a week at a grocery store, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But...
That's good.
It is. Yeah, it pays the bills. So what can you do? I have a son, and I have a girlfriend. It's quite lovely. Hopefully I can get her on the podcast one day.
Oh, that would be cool.
I tried to talk her into it the other day, and she was all, no.
Well, has she ever been on one before?
No, but she's very sweet. She enjoys listening to them, and I appreciate her doing that, especially through some of my earlier ones. Like, she's a trooper for sitting through them.
That's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's very supportive and sweet, but I think it's going to be a long shot getting her on one.
Maybe if I get my wife on here, too, we could have a foursome.
Well, I brought that up. I was like, Zerb gets his wife on him sometimes, just saying.
Are you drinking something?
Yeah, I'm sipping on coffee. I do apologize.
I thought maybe you had some kind of hole in your lip, and like the Elephant Man, you needed to dab a little before continuing your conversation.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, my mouth is dried out completely.
I am not. Hold on. I am not.
My lips start to look raisinish. So they inflate back up.
So we've established that you have a beautiful girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Brianna.
Yeah.
She does not sing nor get beaten up by other boyfriends.
No.
Okay.
Luckily for her.
Yeah. She's not in that Brianna department.
No.
You have a beautiful son.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, he's an awesome kid. I like the videos that you post of him. Named Lincoln. Mm-hmm. Tell him how he got his name, because I love that. I love his name.
Okay. So me and his mother are massive Legend of Zelda fans, so much so that we insisted on naming our son after the character Link. However, I guess it'd be kind of like naming a kid Pikachu or Mario. You're going to run that risk of bullies having extra ammo, regardless of how cool the name may be. So, we came up...
try stop?
I'll show you courage. But, oh, Lord. So, we wanted to avoid that pitfall.
Right.
So we just gave him the name Lincoln and spelled it Linkin. So that way we could just shorten it to Link for a nickname.
And what other famous Lincoln do you know of?
Well, there's Abraham Lincoln, Lincoln Park. Who else?
I was thinking Lincoln Logs. But that's all right. That's all right.
I had to pull the two lamest references.
No, but I think that's awesome. I mean, he's a great kid.
Thank you.
You and I actually met from the previous podcast that you did. The tagline on your podcast was a show about everything and nothing all at once.
Yes.
And it's awesome because I was typing in, I was just screwing around with Google, and I thought, let me check and see if my tagline gets hits too, in case people are looking for Please Stand By. And your show came up under that tagline.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I said, oh my gosh, I got to talk to these guys because we had the same tagline. Mm-hmm. And I hope you didn't take it the wrong way, because immediately your tagline was gone.
No, I didn't take it the wrong way. We did want to respect the fact that yours was there first. Yeah. But no, we didn't take it the wrong way necessarily. I told Richard we should drop the tagline. He's like, but he wasn't complaining. I'm like, yeah, but he was there first, and he's better than us.
I loved your tagline. It made us connect. So
it did.
It was a good connection. We helped promote you and everything else, and you did the same with us. And we became podcast buddies. And podcast buddies are the best buddies around.
Oh, forever, you know?
BFFP. Podcast best. So let me tell you this. Oh, in association, what we were talking about. Yesterday, actually the night before yesterday, so yesterday night, the night before last, I was driving for the pharmacy company I work for, and I was delivering my drugs like I do. And I came up with the idea, I want to do a podcast on movies that are based on true stories. Mm-hmm. And I just want to, this will be something I want to do by myself because I don't have any podcasts I do by myself. I do, but I fail to record more of them. Hence, I love doing with people instead of by myself anymore.
Right.
The No Compromise podcast for my multiple sclerosis, when I start doing those, I get too depressed, and I want it to be fun, and you just can't be having fun and be funny about multiple sclerosis until I find a comedic dude with multiple sclerosis and have him here in the house. So I put that on hiatus. And it's hard to do a podcast by yourself with it being entertaining. So I thought, let me do this. Find movies based on true stories. I just saw The Conjuring 2, based on the Enfield ghost in England, in the Essex area, whatever. And I thought I could do a show on that. And that'd be a great first episode, even just the whole Conjuring series, based on true stories by the Warrens, which you can find. We did a whole thing on the Warrens in Open-Minded Skeptics, folks, over there at Zerbinator.wordpress.com. Anyway.
Nice plug.
Thank you very much. I try to do it fast because it's so cheesy.
Yeah, but
it's like, would you like some of my food? Let me try it first. Narcissism sandwich, anybody?
Right. But you did an episode on the Warrens.
Yeah. We did.
Fascinating.
Yes, you should check it out. Open-Minded Skeptic, that's Phil and I. We're still doing that show, by the way, even though he's not on this one anymore.
I've honestly not listened to your Open-Minded Skeptic
Oh, you'd love it. It's really good. It was Phil's idea, and I love it. I love that show. And we have very different views on some things and very alike views, similar views on others. That actually hurt my brain to say that word.
That's a lot of, word vomit.
And it's, a lot of syllables and my eyes crossed on similar.
Oh, no.
I don't think they're going back. But back to, I'm sorry, I'm going a long way to tell this story. So I was excited to do this podcast. So I figured, let's go ahead and get started. I made an awesome picture, an awesome tagline, and then I was like, hold on one second. Let me make sure that nobody else has got this wonderful idea that I just came up with. Well, first thing I type in, movies based on true stories, is a podcast.
Oh.
The show is called Based on a True Story. And I thought it'd be so cool to have a show called Boats and have a picture of a boat. And that would be it, based on a true story. And so I looked it up and found it. And then I went to his website. Comparing Hollywood to History, Based on a True Story is a podcast that tells the true stories behind the movies we love. New episode every Monday. So he does a new show every Monday. The host, Dan Lefebvre. An amazing show, a wonderful show. And I was like, damn, there goes my idea. So I said, you know what? I'm still going to do it. I'm going to call it M-Bots. And make a robot out of speakers and TV sets and antennas. And it'll be movies based on true stories, just like that. M-Bots.
I like that.
That's it. Yep. So I did it. I sent this gentleman a gracious message, not really asking permission, but asking for his blessing. And he sent me back a really nice message. He's really excited. He put it the best way because he's an artist as well as a podcaster. And he said, if I draw Superman and you draw Superman, they'd be totally different Supermans. So please do this show. That would be great. And I would be very interested to check it out. Maybe one day he and I could get together and do an episode and cross promotion, just like you and me with the tagline.
Can you repeat that Superman thing again? Because that was really awesome.
All right. So if even you and me, if you were to draw a Superman and I was to draw a Superman and we showed each other our Supermans, they would be completely different.
See, I love that. Yeah. That's a really cool way to look at it.
Definitely. So if we're both recording the same type of idea podcast, they're not going to be the same.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And he did a great show on Pain and Gain, one of my favorite movies, with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock.
Pain and Gain? I don't think I've even seen this film.
Oh, you should. It's Netflixable right now.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to be spending the next 2 days doing. I
good.
do not have to work for 2 days straight.
Oh, enjoy your weekend. Look at me chewing it up already.
Oh, no, I love it. This is exactly what I want to do.
All right.
Podcast, do a little art tomorrow, and then just Netflix.
Jeff.
Yes.
You know what's funny is that we whisper to each other in Voxer, too. Why do you do that? Because he's sleeping? Lincoln's sleeping?
No, for whatever reason, I used to have a lot of fun doing it with Lincoln, just randomly whispering to him for no apparent reason and carrying on full conversations. It's just fun. I don't know. And then I got in the habit of just randomly doing that with people from time to time.
That's going to be a memory for him. When he grows up, he'll probably do it with his girlfriend and his kids, too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, Jeff.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. Yes.
We're going to do rants in our pants.
Oh, my God.
You know what I used to do with my brother? We used to talk like this.
I talk to my son like that sometimes. I do it a lot. And so now it's time for rants in our pants.
And now, let's hear some rants from our pants.
It hurts your voice, and when you get in your 40s, it really hurts.
I'd imagine.
Excuse me.
Well, you're excused.
So, Jeff, what is your rant?
Okay, well, I feel like you could probably relate to this more than most people that I know. You are a fan of The Simpsons, yes?
Absolutely.
I have a question. Have you kept up with it much beyond the 90s era of The Simpsons?
I surely have.
Have you? Like, how frequently do you watch it, if you don't mind me asking?
No problem. I probably get about 5 episodes in a month on Hulu.
Is it just me? Like, and I know it's cliche at this point to say the show's not as good as it used to be.
Right.
I get that. And I try not to be one of those fans. Because if you think about it, thousands of hours for free. What do you really have to complain about?
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. You really shouldn't. So
now I feel like a snob.
Well, what? So continue. Go ahead and destroy The Simpsons after all those years of free entertainment to you.
Well, I want to make a point known. The first 10 years of that show are still very magical to me. And,
yes.
I'll rewatch them on a yearly basis. I even have a Simpsons tattoo, man.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I'll take a picture and send it to you. It's Homer choking Bart on my forearm. You know the scene from the movie where he's choking him on the roof?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the image I got.
Now, how much does something like that cost?
My brother did it for me for free. So
good artist?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
That's awesome. I would love to see that. Yeah.
He's actually a fantastic artist. He taught me how to draw. He's just and I'm not coming down on him at all because he's got children and a wife. He's got 3 kids and he's just a busy guy. But he doesn't.
Bastard. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Son of a bitch. But he doesn't have time to really put forth that much effort into it anymore.
Yeah, so I understand. Family takes precedence over things like that.
Exactly.
Takes precedence over your dreams, your future, your hopes.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
It's fun though. It's fun.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a dark kind of fun, but it's fun.
It's fun watching everything fade that you really thought you'd become.
You're painting a very bleak picture for my
Anyway,
future.
about The Simpsons.
Yeah. Okay, so, hardcore fan. I'll defend the show in its original format till the day I die. And I love the movie, too. But honestly, it's just on such a steady decline. There are moments where I get so frustrated trying to watch it and keep up with it. I almost want to beg them to cancel it.
Right.
And I don't like feeling like that about that show.
It makes you feel guilty, doesn't it?
It does, because I love it so much and I want to support it, and I feel like such a little brat for complaining. It's free entertainment.
All right,
but
I got to intervene here because I'll tell you why. Now we're on season 27, right? Or 28?
28.
Now, without giving your age, this show has been on since before you were born.
Yes, actually.
And I think the reason that you're so vested into this is because this has been your entire life.
You know, it really has.
It's a part of you. And you're a comic, or not a comic, excuse me, you're an artist, a comic artist. And you draw. And I'm sure that The Simpsons were a big influence on your artwork.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so you're a part of this. This is actually a part of you, and I think it's just eating away at you because I'll admit with you, the writing has gone to crap.
Yeah.
The jokes are so familiar. I think it was funnier when Conan O'Brien was writing with them.
He definitely had a pretty big influence on the show, and you could feel it whenever he left.
Yep, everything just changed out. I just watched the Treehouse of Horror episode for 28.
Oh, the 600th episode?
Yes.
That's actually what I fell asleep watching.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it was. Like, I appreciated the Frank Grimes cameo at the beginning.
Yeah, that was
like
pretty
anytime.
cool.
Yeah, anytime they do a callback, just as a fan of the classic stuff, I can go, you know. But what's sad is that's really the only time I enjoy the show that much anymore is whenever they do something like that. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. It's tired. It's the same gags over and over. But more so than that, I think what bothers me the most is it's the thing that I always appreciated about the show early on was it was very heartfelt.
Right.
And you could tell there was a lot of time and investment put into just making these characters feel like characters. You really cared about what was going on. Now it's just kind of a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing really deep about it anymore.
No.
And that drives me crazy.
They're not changing the world the way they used to, and being innovative is gone. They kind of fell into the mold of, like you said, cliche or time-stamped jokes. You know what I mean? Like whatever's cool and current is what's going on in the show. And it used to not be that. They came up with their own ideas, like the snowplow episode or the episode of Lisa playing with the saxophone guy and stuff like that. They don't do that anymore.
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Thank you.
Yeah, classic stuff. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I guess that's my rant. I could go on about it, but yeah.
But you went past the 10-minute mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
Oh.
Well,
start slapping me.
I told you not to go past the 10. Lizzie, I'm going to rant about my lake.
About your lake?
Now, this is a pompous thing to rant about because I got a lake outside of my back door. And
I used to, once upon a time.
Dried
Continue,
up.
though.
Did it dry up?
No, I just lived there briefly for about 2 years, about a year and a half ago. It's too expensive, but
well, that's what we're paying the same rent. God bless them; they haven't put it up from what it's been. So we're working on year number 3, which is beautiful. But they drain the lake this time of year about 6 feet. And they go down, and the reason is understandable. They have to get the water away from the docks because when the water freezes, it'll rip the docks right out of the ground with the thawing and stuff like that, which I understand. The problem we're having, and especially, and I hate to throw this in, I said I wouldn't, but the election deal. People are fighting whether to treat the overabundance of growth in this lake of milfoil. Have you heard about milfoil? It's something you use when you're hitting on people's parents.
No.
I'm joking.
What is milfoil?
No, milfoil.
I was like, what?
Milfoil is a...
I get it now.
Thank you. I'm sorry. It was a dumb joke. Milfoil is a plant.
Okay.
That it grows in the water here. And it's something that, if you go swimming, it kind of tangles around your feet and it can scare the crap out of you. But it's gotten overabundant in this lake. They've cleaned the lake. They've fixed a dam, like $2.6 million worth of dam work.
Wow.
Easy jokes. I'm not going to... Take all the damn pitches you want. And the thing that's upsetting is that they're arguing over whether to chemically clean the lake, which, of course, would have terrible repercussions on them fish. They'll start glowing at night and coming out with the 2 heads like the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Or naturally go in and do some work. A lot of people are seriously trying to... I live in this neighborhood is very, very high end. there's very rich people with big houses on the lake. Mm-hmm. They want it chemically done because they don't want to get their hands dirty.
Well, what would the repercussions really be if it was chemically done? I mean,
well, it can affect the wildlife, the animal life. They say they could possibly do it without it doing that, but it's chemicals. It's chemicals in the water.
Right. That's a slippery slope, no matter what it is.
And the thing that bugs me is the stature level. If you are making more money, you're not interested in rolling up your sleeves and doing this type of work to clean. I would think if everybody, when the lake is down, if everybody went out with a rake and a hoe and made the hoe drag all that out.
God, you had to go for that third one, didn't you?
Sure did. Went out with a rake and a hoe and cleaned up your area. And there, within maybe a 20 to 30 foot area of your yard here is yours. The lake is your property, especially when it's down. Just clean it out, and maybe it'll just help. What do you think?
No, I agree with you because, I mean, that's a pretty... I don't want to say a pampered lifestyle, but, there's a certain amount of luxury that comes with a lake house or any kind of house on a lake like that. Help take care of it. Why wouldn't you want to help preserve that paradise? You're already getting quite a bit of beauty and relaxation just thrown your way.
Yeah, exactly.
Help take care of it. Chip in,
And non-chemical. I guess my argument is chemical or roll up your sleeves and to get some elbow grease in that water.
Yeah, anything natural is always the best way to go to, if at all possible. Yeah, it would be different if for some reason it was impossible to pull it off naturally. But if it's just people not wanting to work for it, that's...
It's ridiculous. Now, I have multiple sclerosis, so I can sincerely bitch about the fact that I'm not going to last too long with a hoe.
Right.
But it's all in the pause, but...
Go too quick for you, would it?
Well, I would think I would be like a 2 to 3 minute at the max.
Okay.
I could last. But raking, digging, whatever it would take, I really wouldn't be able to do much. But there's a lot of young kids around looking for money for college. Get Billy down the street here, give him a 10 spot and say, get started on 1 cubic foot and we'll talk.
Give you $5 per foot.
You can finish this whole area in 20 minutes. I'll give you a 50. I think that's halfway decent.
Maybe for 80s wages, but that sounded awful. It sounded like I was coming down on you.
What do you mean coming down on me? You just did after that. 80s wages would have been fine if you left it. The add-on is when you started coming down on me.
I am the master of self-sabotage.
That's good. That sounds like a good idea for the name of a band.
Yeah, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, self-sabotage! They come play out their first note and the chord unplugs.
Sorry, I don't really know how to tune.
You just sabotage yourself.
Yeah, just all downtrodden.
So that's it. That's my rant. Just I don't want to destroy nature just so that I feel better when I go swimming.
Exactly.
That's it.
Do you swim in your lake?
We actually do. When it starts cooling down, we get on our floaties. I don't really swim as much as I used to, but I do float around, or I'll just stand in there, especially when the boats are coming, because you sit in your little floaty, or you're standing there, and when the boats go by, and you wave at the boats, and they know what you want, so they come really close, and it turns into this, beach wave.
They know what you want.
They know what you want.
You're just sitting there without a shirt on. Waving at them.
Put your leg up in the air, and they come flying at you.
No, of course.
Yeah. But the waves come and they throw you up in the air, and you get to. It's fun. It's like a roller coaster sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you for being a man about it and still swimming in your lake. I knew a lot of people whenever I lived in a lake house anyway, and I would try to invite people over to swim. I got a lot of, no, it's dirty. Great. I thought that. It's like, well, we've swam in lakes and, normal water for centuries. I don't think we're going to die.
That's right. But I grew up in the Potomac in D.C., so nothing's going to kill me. I'm covered. The big word here is is there any leeches?
Any leeches? I actually have a funny leech story. We'll have to save that for another night because it's long, but...
well, then definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, look forward to episode 6. We're going to have a leech story.
It's good.
I can't wait to hear it. Hey, tell you what, I hope it doesn't suck.
Oh.
How about a celebrity interview?
So now it's time for the celebrity interview. Now you brought a phone number, which I didn't know you had. Phil had this number, and you have this number. And whose phone number is it?
Dr. Ben Carson.
I can't believe you have it. Were you a fan of his?
I have some questions for him. We can say that.
Okay. I was shortly a big fan of his, and I was really interested in him until he started talking crazy.
I don't hate the guy.
I don't either. I love him.
Yeah.
I think he's adorable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead. Give him a call.
All right. Let's do this.
All right. I hope he picks up.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
I've never talked to a presidential, nominee before.
Well, how'd you get his number?
I don't want to say.
Oh.
Legal whatnot, legal reasons.
Okay, well, I respect that. That's cool.
Yeah. Hello?
Good morning.
Hello? Is this Dr. Carson?
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Can I ask who's calling, please, this hour in the morning?
Just an old fan. My name's Jeff. I've been to a couple rallies, seen a few of them on television, actually. I went to a book signing of yours in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, DeMarco.
Yes, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty sharp. I don't think we even spoke, but,
Well, it's very, very important to talk to people and recognize that they all have a value quite bigger than themselves. And if you recognize, what time is it?
It's 12 in the afternoon.
Holy crap. I took 2 Ambiens last night. I just haven't been feeling well because of the sheer fact that this time of year is very pivotal. It kills me. I didn't make it as far as I wanted to go.
Well, that's actually why I called. I wanted to kind of ask you about that. Like, how have you been since? And if you don't mind me asking, why did you support Trump after you dropped out?
He paid me a lot of money, and he promised me that I would have a future that would be beneficial for my children and other people's children as well, and it would make everybody much better. He also donated to I'm building my own Egyptian pyramid to prove that... I'm building my own Egyptian pyramid to prove my theory that the pyramids were actually built upside down by Mayan templists that came in and turned them right side up with one hee-ho. And so he gave me quite a bit of money towards this possibility of... What was your question?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Before I dive into my question, upside down pyramids?
If you take a look at the pyramid scheme, the scheme of things,
right.
The pyramid begins with 1 block upside down. Now you put 2 on top of that block, and then you've begun building the upside down pyramid, and then you put 3 blocks on top of that one. Not 1, not 2, but 3 blocks going across that. And then you just keep going until you have an entire pyramid. Now, right now, we're about 75% into building the upside-down pyramid. The problem is balancing, and especially on sand, and we're doing it in South Dakota. Because if we were in Egypt, they would really be upset. So what we've done is we started building this, and we get about the 6 brick mark, and the whole thing collapses.
How many times have you gone through this exactly?
7,567 times. And we've documented each one, and it seems to always get screwed on the 6 brick theory.
How much money have you blown on this venture?
Right now, Trump has given me $76.45.
The same 6 bricks?
Well, it starts with the one on the bottom, then you've got the 2 on top of that, then the 3 on top of that. And when you add that up, that's 6 bricks.
Does he give you more money the more bricks you're able to pull off?
If I need more, he's given me a phone number to call in case we need more, but we've never successfully gotten past that 6 brick mark. But I promise, by 2020, we will have an upside-down pyramid to prove my theory that the pyramids were actually invented by dyslexic Egyptians.
So I'm sorry though. I don't know if you've noticed lately, Mr. Carson. Is it okay if I call you Mr. or do you prefer Doctor?
Yes.
Yes to Doctor?
Oh yes. If you could say Dr. Mr. Carson, that would be wonderful. Then I'd have no trouble.
Okay. Dr. Mr. Carson.
Yes.
I don't know if you've noticed lately, but Trump's kind of fallen a little bit in the polls. How are you going to continue to afford this if he loses?
If he fell in the polls, it's probably... I've got a stuttering problem ever since I lost the election.
Traumatizing.
Him falling in the polls is probably because of how slippery the ice is down in the Antarctic. And if he would stand up more, and wear those ice shoes, he wouldn't have a problem slipping in the polls.
Okay. What about the national presidential polls? The results of the election that you had to withdraw from?
Oh, I feel a little silly for mixing. Just hyperventilated. I hyperventilated. And my eyes were closed, so I didn't have oxygen in my eyes either. And I just almost passed out. Marjorie, can I have a bag, please? Can I have a bag? Thank you.
If we need
to... If he would stand up straight in the Arctic, he would definitely learn to walk. Baby steps is what I'm trying to say.
Well, okay, Dr. Mr. Carson, I think I'm going to let you go. You seem a little preoccupied and a little stressed. Can I call you back sometime and we can talk more about this?
More than welcome to call me anytime. More than welcome anytime to call me back for any Pacific or specific reason, or Atlantic reason, for that matter. Pacific, Atlantic, or Indian, maybe Gulf of Mexico reason.
Well, it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully that brick thing works out and you guys make it to 7 by the next time I call.
And I just want to thank you for your time, for calling me, and vote for me for 2020. I'll be back, folks, with my upside down pyramid dyslexic Egyptians.
All right. Well, again, thank you, and I'll help spread the word, man. We'll get that message out there.
Okay, and remember to always vote.
Poor Dr. Carson. He's not. I don't think he's not handling this too well.
I don't think he's doing too. And I think he hung up prematurely, for lack of better words there. But
was there even anybody there with him, or was he just talking to himself? Because I kind of got the vibe he was pretending he was a lot less lonely than he really is.
Well, his wife's name is Candy, so I don't know who the hell Marjorie was.
I don't know, man. He's just not all there. I think we should call him back at some point.
I think we should make sure he's okay. I think it's too early in the morning for him. But well, let's finish up our show, brother. You know what time it is, don't you?
And now, the Facebook sidebar.
News bar.
News bar.
I'm excited about getting a chance at this.
Oh, it's going to be fun. And I do this as well on Please Stand By, and we're doing it as well here because the news changes day to day, and I think it'd just be great. I want to answer it, but it says something about Dell. Let me record this.
Hello, hi, good day. I'm looking for Mr. Kevin Zerb. Hi, sir. My name is calling you from Dell Computers. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, good. Okay, I like you. You can go ahead.
Your XPS 8900, the one, sir, that you purchased from Dell last October 27 of 2015.
Yes, and what about that?
Yeah, we're just, by the way, sir, before I proceed, allow me first to inform that this call might be recorded, and thank you for being a Dell customer.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for selling me a Dell, and this phone is being recorded as well.
All right, okay. Yeah. We just wanted to ask you, sir, or we just want to hear some feedback. How was it working so far since you have it for almost a year already?
Well, God bless you. The biggest problem I have with it is that it will not float. I live on a lake here, and I've taken the computer out a couple of times because I like to be out on the lake and looking at my computer, maybe even play some games. Every time I do, it just sinks right down to the bottom.
Oh, okay. But is it working good, sir? You don't have any issues or any complaints about it?
The biggest problem is that it takes a while for the computer to dry out. When I pull it out of the lake, I just leave it in the sun. And then naturally it'll dry back out again. And then it seems to work fine. But then again, I asked for the feature where it would float. And unfortunately, it just sinks right back down to the bottom again. Do you sell floaters for Dell where the computer can actually float or anything like that?
Yeah. That's the reason why we're calling you, sir, because upon reviewing your account, since I'm calling directly from Dell Warranty Department, and it shows here on your account, sir, and we actually wanted to inform you that your account, sir, is eligible to get it extended or upgrading it.
So I could purchase the floaties to keep the Dell in the water.
Okay, I didn't catch that, sir. Can you please repeat that once again, slowly?
The Dell can be floating by purchasing floaties so that it will not sink in my lake in the backyard.
Okay, so you're trying to say is that your desktop, sir,
No, what?
Is sinking at the backyard in your house. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, no, I can dry it in the sun. But the problem that I'm having is that when I take the computer out to the lake, because I live on a lake, and I like to look at the computer, and play games, whatever, on the lake, and when I put the computer out there, it just sinks to the bottom. So I was checking to see if you had something that would make it float, like a Dell floater, or maybe a raft, a Dell raft.
Oh, for that one, sir, did you try to call our customer care?
I will. Okay.
Because the one that we're trying to offer you, sir, it covers hardware replacement, the accidental damage protection that covers if you accidentally broke the computer, spilled coffee in it, broken LCD, broken monitor, power surges, collisions, and if it's totally damaged, we can go ahead and replace the computer.
That's awesome.
For a comparable one or an upgraded model, sir.
What about purposely drowning the computer in the lake? Do you cover that?
Intentionally?
Well, yeah.
No, we don't cover that.
Oh, damn. Anything like a Dell blow dryer that would dry it out faster instead of leaving it out in the sun? Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time, because I do have to go and finish my project that I'm working on, which is a styrofoam version of your computer.
All right, sure. But just wanted to remind you that your warranty is about to run out this month.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.
All right, you have a great day.
You too. Bye. Shelly's going to hate me. She hates when I do that shit, but that's all right.
Really?
No, I intentionally bob it in the water. I feel bad.
That's amazing. I used to work at a call center, and I would have appreciated a call or two like that, honestly. So,
but anyway, Facebook sidebar. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
I would love you to start.
Okay. All right. Is there an article you don't want me to hit?
No, that's the thing. You grab it, it's yours. And that's the fun of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, then let's go ahead and start with Nintendo.
Hey!
So, Nintendo this morning at 10 a.m. finally revealed the new console, which for a long time was rumored to be named NX, and they finally revealed it as the Nintendo Switch.
And I love it.
It looks so cool.
Do you know how many times you can switch around those controllers?
I know, it's nuts. There's like 8 different configurations for one game.
And, of course, what was the main commercial game that they showed?
Well, they showed Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Yes, and that game looks phenomenal. But what was interesting is I noticed they had a lot more third-party support coming out of the gate on this one. I think they finally learned from the failure of the Wii U, because out of the gate, they had titles from Ubisoft, from Bethesda. They had Skyrim Remastered on there, which I don't know if you're a big Skyrim fan or Elder Scrolls fan in general, but
the big thing about Skyrim for me is meeting the guy at the GameStop who said, and I quote in his language, "You know, one thing about Skyrim game is that no matter where you go in your game, it would take you approximately 7 years to retrieve the exact same global position you were when you started." That's exactly what he told me.
Man, he oversold it, didn't he?
He sure as hell did.
Luckily, I didn't listen to anybody try to sell it to me like that. And I know a lot of people who probably would have too. I just approached it as, oh, cool, an RPG.
Much different.
Yeah, like I try real hard not to let people hype games up too much for me, unless it's, Zelda, Halo, Mario.
I just figured I didn't have that much time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't even beat it. Like, I've owned it for, I don't know how long in my 360, and I've never beat it.
Oh, I'm sure. It's been out, 3 years?
The original version came out in 2011, so 5 now.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah,
Gosh.
I still haven't beat it. Yeah, I'm real slow about completing games.
I've been playing tic-tac-toe for 10 years. And I'm stuck right now. I got 4 X's,
third one.
1 to go.
I'll get that third one. But, so the coolest thing about the console, I figured we'd go ahead and get into this part of it, which I don't know how I'm missing it, the whole Switch concept. Basically, Nintendo has combined the whole handheld and home console divisions of their company, and now it's just one machine. So you can take it on the go with you, and you can dock it on a station. Boom, it's a home console.
Does it play movies and Netflix? Is it appable and all that crap?
As far as I know, it probably is. I'm just going to say yes.
You're
because
guessing.
The last 2 consoles were. Yeah, but what's interesting about this is it's actually taking like SD card-like cartridges.
Yeah, I saw them stick that sucker in there, so you get more memory.
Yeah, more memory, less load times. It's awesome. So I couldn't imagine why they wouldn't, do the rest of it.
And I hope they really thought this out. I can't wait for it. March 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to pick Charlie Brown, baby.
Oh.
The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown is the greatest Peanuts visual achievement, they say. I agree. It's one of my favorites. I watch it every year as if I'm seeing it for the first time. The Peanuts Halloween special appeared last night, Wednesday night, and it marked their 50th anniversary of that particular show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Are you a fan?
Yes, I'm a pretty big Peanuts fan, actually. I forget how long it's been around sometimes, though.
Yeah, 50 years.
So whenever I hear things like that, it's pretty nuts. But I'm a pretty big Peanuts fan.
There's a couple of goodies in the background there. Like in the beginning, they used to do a Coca-Cola commercial, and that's why it cuts so short. When the right before the owl takes off, they pan over, and then it was a Coca-Cola ad there, brought to you by Coca-Cola and all that. So they had to take that out, and a whole bunch of weird changes in it because there was references to Coca-Cola during the show. The Lee Mendelsohn was the one who taught the kids their lines and would give it to them, which is why they were so choppily recorded. You could hear a sentence and then the next second, and they did it sentence by sentence. Lee Mendelsohn had a Latino accent, which is why Sally has a slight Latino accent, which is why you hear a little bit of that. And now we would like to say the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and that's why they talk like that, is because they had to do sentence by sentence for the kids when they were recording their lines. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, go on.
That is really awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Pokemon, the first movie, returning to theaters for its 20th anniversary.
Can you hold on 1 second?
Yes.
No! Okay, I'm all right now. Sorry about that.
Not a Pokemon guy?
Not at all.
I'm not much of one myself.
But were you until I screamed in vain?
Yes. No. Okay, whenever I was younger, because I was at the perfect age whenever the hype of it first swept up. Like whenever this movie first came out and everything, I was that age. I was the kid who collected the cards and had the Game Boy Color games and, the works. But I grew out of it real quick. Right. Never looked back either. And it's kind of nuts to me that it's making such a comeback. I never thought the film was good enough to re-release in any format. It's just not a good movie. But they're doing a Power Rangers remake, so
I think it'll be neat. But at the same time, I'm just so out of the loop on all of that crap, including the Pokemon Go. The Fergusons, Sarah and my buddy Ferg,
they play it, right?
They play it, and they've talked me into trying it. But
what do you think?
I haven't tried it yet. I haven't been able to give it a shot, but I'm interested to see what Pokemon Go is like. But I don't know anything about Squiddles, Squaddles, Pikachus, and Purple Jews, and
Purple Jews.
Any of it. I know nothing.
You're not racist. You're
not
racist.
at all. No.
Well, luckily the game's so simple. I feel like it's something literally anyone could pick up and get pretty quickly. Like it took me all of 2 seconds to play it, but if you're not a Pokemon guy, I don't think it's going to do much for you. I'm going to tell you that now. Yeah, I tried it for like a week and
throwing your balls at artificial. Speaking of balls,
yes,
scrotum frogs. 10,000 endangered scrotum frogs have died near Lake Titicaca. I'm going to read that sentence again. There's something strange going on near Lake Titicaca with its scrotum frogs. At least 10,000 of these fat, wrinkly bastards passed away. And no one knows why. So, any questions?
I'm trying to figure out what the a scrotum frog really is. I'm going to look this up right now.
Yeah. National Geographic has it, if you wish. And they're endangered frogs. They were all found dead in South America by Lake Titicaca.
Well, they do look like little scrotums.
They do.
So I get it.
They look like little sacks. Little nut sacks.
Their eyes are so big, though. You almost want to, pet it and say how cute. But it's like petting a little, like you said, a little ball sack. So.
Yeah, and the little ball sack comes down from the eyeball. It's like your ball sack with eyes. It's kind of freaky. But
Could you imagine?
Why couldn't they die next to Lake Pikachu or something cool like that? No, Titicaca.
Yeah, it's insane.
I think God has a sense of humor, is what I think. He goes, watch him print this.
You would have to make something like this. It's like the platypus, man.
Well, not just that, but to have them all die near Lake Titicaca. He's like, he took his thumb. He says, watch this. Watch him put that in the paper.
Yeah.
They're like, God. And then God's like, don't worry, I'll make 1,000 more. Don't worry.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
All right, your turn. Go ahead.
Ooh, here's something interesting. So apparently Microsoft has just recently built technology that's better than a human at understanding a conversation. Their speech recognition technology is as good or better at transcriptions than a human professional.
I heard a little something of this, but I'm definitely interested in checking this out. So basically, and I hope they didn't name it Cortana, because I'm about to kill Cortana. Cortana does everything I do not want it to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan. I like Siri on my iPhone, and I enjoyed Google Now, but
yeah. I can't stand anything to Alexa I'd like to meet. The Amazon Alexa. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this is about. I think that'd be a good thing to do. A major meteor shower peaks this week. Here's how to watch it. Open your frickin' eyes and look up.
Sound advice, though.
It is.
Yes.
There's going to be an Orionid meteor shower. Orionid? Is that how you say it? Orionid?
Orionid?
Orionid. Thank you. That's good. See, you went to college, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm a dropout though, so I can't brag.
Me too. I am as well.
Oh, nice.
No wonder we get
Good
along.
company.
All right. Did you drop out of high school?
No, college.
Oh, I dropped out of high school and then took a little college.
Oh, well, still college.
Yeah, college. I mean, when you say the word, people's eyebrows go up.
Yeah, like,
Community or actual?
Community.
Same. Don't worry. All right, so here's how, when, and where you can get the best view of the dazzling light show in the night sky. Apparently, where you need to go is over to Sal's Burger Shop on 5th and Elm, no matter where you live, 5th and Elm, and then you go down there, make a left at the tree, climb the tree, and then get down from the tree. No. Apparently, the best view is going to be everywhere but where we live. Tennessee, you can see it. Connecticut is poor. It's all red on the map here. Green is going to be central states all the way over to California, Texas, parts of Mexico and New Mexico and Old Mexico. And as long as you can hop that wall, you'll be able to see anything you want.
Nice.
And of course, the arbitrary picture of Stephen Hawking's with his head being held up by every crane you can think of. And he's looking at the sky, and he's saying with his bottom teeth, "Look at the stars."
The poor guy.
Well, he's a genius, I know, but every single time there's astronomy, there's a picture of him.
Yeah. He's actually a bit of a perv. I don't know if you've gone down that rabbit hole, but that's interesting.
He's a bit of a perv, and he doesn't think that he'll get into heaven. A good friend of mine said because there's no ramps, and That's the truth.
That is awful.
Yeah. So that's the news for this week.
And now, for tonight's auditory farewell piece.
So this is where I pick an ending song choice, something podcast friendly. Do you have anything that you would like to have at the end of the show?
Not this time, but come next time, I'll dig something up. Okay. I'll have something.
All right. Well, then I'm going to pick a Jonathan Colton song to end this show with tonight. This is the ending song choice. And you know what? I'm going to go through some titles of Jonathan Colton music and let you pick. Do you know who Jonathan Colton is?
Yes. But
awesome.
But I'm not super familiar with him, so let's go ahead and see where this goes.
Okay, well, I have these songs that I really enjoy and would pertain to our friendship. Mm-hmm. We could do I'm Your Moon, Drinking With You. We could do Portal, the theme song to Portal, Still Alive, Jonathan Colton song. Since it's Halloween, we could do Re Your Brains.
You know what? Let's go with I'm Your Moon.
Awesome. And it's quite a beautiful song about a relationship that Jeff and I have. Which
they invented a reason. Sorry.
You know the song. Okay, good.
Yes.
I love that song. All right. I'm your moon, my moon. We go round and round. And the arbitrary. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff, thank you so much for helping me host the show and picking it up with me.
And thank you for inviting me. You saved me from podcasting oblivion.
Yes, that's true. Well, wouldn't you have started something on your own about anime or something like that?
Well, actually, I'm working on that now.
Good.
But it's good to have a show like this where it's just kind of free for all.
I appreciate it. Now,
yes.
Should I say anime or animation?
Anime is traditionally, that's the Japanese,
That's what I thought.
Style, yeah. And then I think for American, it's just animation.
So you're more of an animationist.
Oh, for sure.
Is that the
nothing
word?
Against anime, but Americana all the way.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And I dedicate this song to you.
They invented a reason, and that's why it stings. They don't think you matter because you don't have pretty rings. I keep telling you I don't care. I keep saying there's one thing they can't change. I'm your moon, you're my moon. We go round and round. From out here, it's the rest of the world that looks so small. Promise me Let them shuffle the numbers, watch them come and go. We're the ones who are out here, out past the edge of what they know. We can only be who we are. Doesn't matter if they don't understand. I'm your moon, you're my moon. We go round and round. From out here, it's the rest of the world that looks so small. Promise me you will always remember who you are, who you were, long before they said you were no more. Sad excuse for a sunrise,